Thank you, Inahu. So now, everyone, I would like to welcome you guys to our speakers. We have Prashant Mahajan. Please come to the front and give a big applause to Prashant. He's now as a senior lead product manager at Tokopedia. And please be seated. Yeah, go ahead and just, yeah. Yeah. And so Prashant here, background experience has been in a fintech company called PayTM for 2 years since in 2015. And now let's welcome for our next speaker. Please give a big applause to Tio Guritno. Please welcome to the front. Yeah. Please be seated. So Tio Guritno is a co-founder and CEO of Inspigo, started back in 2017. He already worked for 12 years in Silicon Valley in various tech companies. Also founder for Good & Co. Back in 2012, and Wonderbox, that you may know as well right now as Khan Academy for kids. So let's see for our next speaker, Calvin Kizana. Please give a big applause for Calvin. Hi, Calvin. Calvin here is the CEO and founder of Pix, Mix, and Playday. And also doing the product also and doing the UI and UX also, kind of everything, right? And also, he also co-founding the LSitas, software for outsourcing company. So I would like for you guys to give a little bit briefly about yourself. Maybe we can start from Prashant. Yeah.
So I have been working as senior product manager in Tokopedia. I take care of your marketing products. I also take care of your product. I have worked alongside the mobile team on both web and app to launch a couple of projects like PWA, AMP. We even won the Android Excellence Self Award. And before that, I was working with Airtel, which is India's biggest telecom company. I was leading their mobile app too. And before that, I was working with PTM, where I was leading PTM app. That experience for mobile inspired me to software because PTM, we saw the growth from 200,000 users to 25 million users.
Wow.
So it was
Big expansion.
Because that time PTM was expanding in mobile.
Yeah.
So that was my experience.
Okay. And you, Tio?
Hi everyone, good evening.
Good evening.
Thanks for the opportunity here to share. My background, like it was mentioned, I spent about 12 years in Silicon Valley. I worked for a few tech companies, including Electronic Arts. Anyone play NBA Live, FIFA, The Sims. I used to work on The Godfather and The Sims 2. And then I was in the startup industry working for Pandora, it's a music streaming company. Built one of the first mobile products or mobile apps on the App Store in 2018, Pandora mobile app. Stayed there for about 6 years. I built my own company called Good & Co. It's a matchmaking tool for potential employee and employer. And then another startup called Wonderbox that is now part of Khan Academy. It's an educational app. So Inspigo is basically, I don't know if you guys know about Inspigo. Inspigo is a streaming audio podcast streaming platform. It's basically a combination of all of the products that I've built in the past. There's a little bit of influence in each product that I've built in the past. We especially content that is related to skills and knowledge. So we try to help them to get that easily through Inspigo. So
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks, you. Okay, and please, Kelvin, can you say it briefly? And about
I'm
yourself.
the co-founders and pardon my voice, I got a sore throat because of the
Probably because of the rain.
yeah, because of the rain and all this. Prior to my this company, Playday Mix, I was working in US and in Singapore as well. In Singapore, I'm doing biometrics kind of security to use your thumbnails and use your eyes cornea for the security. Then I moved to US and I'm doing pay-per-click search engine. I don't know whether you guys are familiar with that, but the gentlemen here, they're all familiar with that. I work with a company called Overtures, and it's been bought by Yahoo during that time. Anyone still using Yahoo today? No. Okay. So then I came back to Jakarta. So in total I spent like almost 10 years outside of Indonesia. Then I came back. I just want to contribute something because I think that there's a lot of potential that we can grow here. Then I started my company, outsourcing company. It's called Elasitas. It's 12 years old company. Then I sold it out in year 2012. Basically, with Elasitas, we did a lot of custom projects. Mainly the client is coming from overseas. One of our biggest clients is actually Nokia. Anyone still using Nokia phone? Okay. So during that time, on the old days, we are the first company in the world who created the XHTML format on mobile phone. So that is the ancestors of what the mobile browser that you enjoy today. So we are the first company in Indonesia, all the engineers in Indonesia who create that. And we are kind of proud with that. And we are also the first company who create YouTube. YouTube was born in 2014. We create similar platform like YouTube back in 2012. So we create that maybe somehow the founder of YouTube, they googling around and found our apps. It's not apps, it's a website. Then they said, hey, let's create YouTube. So that's the background. Why I create type of companies, because I just want to give back to this community in Indonesia. We believe that Indonesians, we can stay ahead. We can grow much more bigger. Not only using all these foreign engineer, but we also can do that. Then after that, then I built PigMix. Anyone know PigMix? It's Instagram for Indonesia. It's very popular during that time on BlackBerry. We grow up to 35 million users worldwide across all platforms, BlackBerry, iOS, and Android. Indonesians. We are all engineers from Indonesia. Then back in last year, we start our new product. It's called Playday. It's a live entertainment streaming platform. So it's been around for 8 months, doing organic growth. So far, we have around 500,000 organically. So
Okay, that is all very impressive. Please give a big applause to all of our 3 speakers. Okay, so now we will start the discussion, starting like, this is just an interactive discussion, guys. So I will try to maybe put some questions first, but you guys can also put questions, and you just raise your hands and everything if you want to ask some comments that you guys want to say, and just speak in Bahasa and English, whatever is fine. So first of all, please explain a little bit about a mobile product that you've already built just recently. Yeah.
Okay. Just recently in Tokopedia, if I explain, we launched PWA and AMP, which you can search on Google, Tokopedia AMP, you will see the case study by Google.
Okay.
We were the first company in Southeast Asia to do it.
All right.
And we improved our bounce rate, we reduced our page load speed, the light team worked very hard on that.
Okay.
And we have been in case study. Because of that, we have been asked this time in Google I/O
Okay.
for upcoming features like instant tabs, TWA, which is not open for anyone currently.
Okay.
So we get access. Beside that, we were the first company in Indonesia to launch for Android Go platform.
Okay.
Tokopedia app is available there. I worked with that, and then we worked on optimizing our app, and that's how we won the Android Excellence App Award. We won the Featured App Award, and we were User Choice Award for
Okay.
2018.
Okay.
So I was involved in all those projects, and currently I'm working with Google for Android Q, which is yet to be launched,
Okay.
and we are working to improve that.
Right, that's very impressive. Can you probably just tell me a bit, I mean, what kind of a problem that you want to solve, and then you launch those features and
Okay.
yeah, just maybe from one of them.
Sure.
Mhm.
So one interesting thing we observed in Indonesia was people do not install app.
Okay.
So app install, they have like Instagram and regular use app, but a lot of traffic was going on mobile side.
Right.
And if our mobile load speed is low, it was a huge bounce rate. So that was the problem we were tackling.
Yeah.
That people, if they are coming to mobile side, they're able to at least see the pages, page load speed is reduced. And even Google in 2018, they changed their algorithm to promote Google AMP. So right now we have the highest search result and click on shopping ads.
Okay.
So our pages get the highest sessions
Wow.
in the Indonesia.
Yeah.
So that was the problem to increase the search ranking.
Yeah.
Also to drive traffic, give users the first view of Tokopedia,
Right.
and then they can decide to download the app or not.
Okay.
So that was the problem which we tried to solve with PWA
Yeah.
and AMP.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. So maybe Tio, anything from the recent features or?
I mean, I can probably talk about Inspigo,
Okay.
just the platform itself.
Yep.
Like, I consider myself a lifelong learner. Like, I like learning.
Yeah.
I join multiple learning platforms, but the problem is that, like, you know, whenever I subscribe or downloaded these classes, I never finish them because I just don't have time. Like I'm so ambitious and subscribing, like I have, you know, 50, 60 classes, never had a chance to finish it. And I feel like there should be a way, the easier way to learn rather than just like, you know, watching a video and whatnot. So that's one of the reasons why we started podcasts, because podcast, you can do multitasking. You can actually, you know, commute to work. You know, like you know, take Ojek or you know, KRL or you know, any commuter line. You can also do it at home while cooking, while eating. So you can do it while doing something else.
Yeah.
So with that, when we first started, we were like, whoa, I could actually listen to many hours of content without you know, being sort of disrupted. So I feel like that was like an eye-opening moment for me, at least. And I tried it to a couple of friends, and they were saying that it's actually working because I feel like I don't have time.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden I can finish something. I can learn something
Enabling
easily.
for multitasking. And
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, for us, it's about empowering people easily. We were trying to not have excuses anymore. If you don't have time to learn, then just try this. And yeah, so far it's good feedback.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Okay. And yeah, how about you, Calvin? I mean, what kind of, when your mobile product, what is it about? Please explain it a little bit.
Well, we have two products, right? PicMix and
Yeah.
Playday. I think I'll just talk about Playday because it's our recent product that we developed, and we are very happy and very focused with that. You asking that what is the problem that we're trying to solve
Exactly.
when we build the product, right?
Yep, exactly.
So Playday simply is a live streaming platform for interactive entertainment. The idea behind it is simply because we spot and we realize that today's mostly millennials, they don't watch TV anymore.
Yeah.
how many of you that really still watch TVRE or
TVRE.
Most of them, they are watching on their mobile phone,
Yeah.
right? The traditional TV is just there, just
Yeah.
like a dumb screen. But most of the time, they actually enjoy watching movie, YouTube, Netflix, any kind of flicks, Scanflix, iFlix on the phone, right?
Yeah.
So that with that, then we think that this is a sweet spot for us to start building something towards this video, because the mobile trends that we foresee in the future, especially in 2019, the video platform will grow double. The time spending for the users to spend the time on video on mobile increases like almost 10 times. So with that, then we're creating something which also can make it interesting, not only one way. I mean, like YouTube today is still one way, right?
Right.
You watch it from the beginning until the end.
Yeah.
But what we are creating is actually a video that can interact with you. How about someone when you're watching when you're watching a show that you can interact with the host, you can interact with the presenters.
Yeah.
So something that interactive,
Mm-hmm.
that might be, something that can be entice the users to use it.
Yep.
So there's a very simple ideas behind it. Video is the main idea, and the interactivity is there. So lately today we have 5 programs.
Yeah.
We have all the live shows on this platform. We have trivia, we have home shopping, we have all this survey online, but we pack it into a game as an entertainment.
Yeah.
So we try to solve that because they don't see TV anymore. And this is not to kill TV,
Yeah.
but as an additional channels.
Yep.
Yeah, for them to enjoy the TV.
While using your mobile.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I see that. So there's a question from RD here that maybe is still in line with this question. So RD is asking, well, creating products is easy and everyone able to do it. Okay. Hard things is how to maintain and improve it. What you do to plan, execute, and improve it. And please share your experience. Probably one of you, which one's going to start first? Maybe Theo? All right, okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, first, creating a product probably is easy, but product that is relevant to
Yeah.
the users might not be as easy.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, I think being able to empathize with the users, trying to understand what they need, and
They're
also
always changing.
always changing,
Yeah.
and data is key because it's all the truth. Like whatever
Right.
they say, they use it, but they don't actually use it.
Yeah.
It happens a lot, but I think the cycle of trying to be able to understand what they want and looking at the data is key in that process, and you just kind of keep repeating
I see.
and I think for us, being able to kind of like understand the trend, what's going on. It's not, you're just copying trends, but you understand why trends happen. Sometimes it's useful so that you can actually grab the essence of the trend, and then maybe there's a way to combine it with what you're doing.
I see.
It's also something that we're trying to do regularly. So we're just trying to be as relevant. If there's something happening, why is it happening, and then try to kind of get the essence and try to, for us, either through content or through feature, try to kind of like include that in the experience.
Oh, yeah. So it's like be focused on the customer and how to be very creative in creating problem solving. Right?
Yeah.
I see. And is there, okay, how about you, Prashant?
As you mentioned correctly that you need to focus on user, and it's,
Yeah.
it's easy to make product, but it's very tough to make a product which user want, and then to maintain it and grow it. You need to be on top of the market like YouTube. There's no competitor.
Yep.
You need to reach that stage is tough, and to reach that stage there need to be a clear, your product should be 10 times better than any product in the market. To achieve that's tough. You need to have a good user experience, you need to have a good technology which works seamlessly. You need to, along with listening to user, you need to listen to the market trends, how market is changing. The trend is changing from using Facebook to Instagram.
Yeah.
So video is becoming the next big thing.
Yep.
Are you moving with market? Are you moving with technology? Are you moving with the design changes
Yeah.
and user experience?
Yeah, like a lot
As
of
the
approach.
topic is mobile, if you made a good product in 2004, which was YouTube, and you did not launch for mobile ecosystem, you will never grow.
I see.
So I think as the last point was how to improve the product, it will be to look at market, look at data, listen to users, user feedback, and try to solve the problem. And don't do it at one time. Launch, see, and improve. You need to have a constant feedback. It should be a agile or lean way, but in a profitable manner.
I see. Yeah.
Okay, I think I do agree with two gentlemen here. Focus on user is the key. I just want to emphasize based on our experience in building picnics. During the time when we build something is the most exciting part, like the ideation, everyone jumping in, brainstorming, everyone like giving their best idea. Everyone love it. Then development time, the tech team come in, they build it. Then after that, you launch it. Everyone excited to get the first 100 customers to use it, right? Then after that, come into the retentions, which is very hard, to be honest. Until today, there's no perfect formula on how to create a product with a good retentions, right? So what I learned from Picmix last time, we do have a very good traction in the beginning. We built the product in less than 3 months. It's just a quick and dirty works. We put it on the BlackBerry store during that time. Then it was launched. We got 1 million users from all over the world in just 1 month, without doing any single sell on campaign. We just put it there, people like it. The key is we focus on users. Because we know during that time BlackBerry don't have Instagram, we create something better than Instagram. During that time, Instagram, they don't have collage. So our strength on Picmix is the collage, where we bring this to Indonesian market. We aim to Indonesian market, but eventually it went virally all over the place. So focus on what the users want, then you build a good product around it. That's one of the key things. But don't overdo it. Along the time, we thought that we are smarter than the users because we thought that we are tech team.
I see.
We know what the user want, but without looking at the data, just what like Prasan said, you need to learn, get the feedback. We didn't do that. We just keep on adding features, unnecessary features for the users that we thought as a product team, as a tech team, we thought that, hey, the user might like this. We adding A, adding B, end up, Picmix becomes so complicated. Even for the expert user, they have become like, what's Picmix? Is it collage? Is it social media? Is it Instagram? So we are losing our identity at one point of time. So be careful with that. Focus on user is very important. You get their feedback. Don't overdo it. See what features that fit to the user. All of this, you can get this feedback from the analytics, from the data. You can learn from that. Yeah. Or you can simply do a survey for the users. So that is one of the key things that you need to learn. That's why we are not killing Picmix. Picmix still there, but we slim down back to its nature. Yeah. And thanks God today, Picmix has been preloaded to many handsets, Xiaomi including, Lenovo. So we're still enjoying our user growth organically up to today. Then on Play Day, we just want to have a very simple application, just concentrating on entertainment content. But the content must be live and interactive. So that's the key.
Yeah.
Listen to the users.
One thing to add to this point, which was correct, the product needs to grow. That was the question. And to sometime grow, you need to do growth hacking. For example, Dropbox. There were earlier startups which were offering cloud storage, but Dropbox came up with referral, which actually boosted it.
Yep.
Airbnb was there, but they did a growth hack, which was again referral. There have been very good products which focus on user, but they die.
Yep.
Sometimes everything is good, your technology is good, you're solving a problem, but with as you mentioned, there are so many apps in App Store, there are so many products, making your product discoverable and making it people to talk about it.
Yeah.
When people talk about it, it grows. If people are not talking about it, so today I read something on Twitter which caught my attention. It was, if people are not using your app while they are shitting, your app is gonna fail.
Oh my gosh.
It was on Twitter. And it makes sense.
Yes, sometimes, yeah.
It makes sense. But yeah, you need to do some growth hack to make people know about your app.
I see.
Having good idea, you need good
I see.
execution.
I see.
Yeah, maybe one more thing to
Yeah.
add. I mean, it's already being discussed, but I think focusing on giving value. It's not just like giving something to the users, but giving valuable things to users. So, for example, like when we built Pandora, we try to make the playlist as personalized as possible. Pandora is a music streaming, by the way. It's all based on playlists.
Right.
Basically, if you put in the Beatles, it plays songs that are similar to the Beatles. But we make the playlist very carefully to make sure there's memorable moments when you listen to the songs, like whoa,
I see.
this is crazy, and that makes the retention even easier
creating a
because
user
it
experience.
blows their mind,
Yeah.
right? So I think giving value and if you can give bigger value, it helps for retention.
There's a very good book by Neil Ryan, Hooked.
Yeah,
And
habit,
you can
yeah.
watch free video on YouTube. It solves that problem.
Yeah.
I see.
Talking about book, there's another one. Start with why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one you should go ahead and find it. That's really good for the product guy. When you want to create a product, start with why. Why you create that?
Yeah.
That was very. I forgot Simon Sinek.
Simon Sinek.
Yeah, Simon Sinek.
I see. Yeah. So like, why? What is the problem?
Exactly.
I mean, yeah. Why do you need? Why
Why
do
you
we
need that?
need? I mean, why do users are having that problem, etc., etc. Right?
Exactly.
Okay. So I see that there's a lot of challenges that you guys facing with Wikipedia, and then PicMix and everything. And I mean, is there any like challenges in Indonesia, in Southeast Asia? I mean, what kind of challenges specifically in this area, and what did you guys do to solve these problems, these challenges?
Okay. We're talking about mobile apps, right?
Yeah,
The
mobile.
challenge, especially in Indonesia.
Mobile web, yeah.
So far, based on my experience in Indonesia,
Mobile.
we identified two key things. The first, your mobile site, your mobile apps should be small enough for them to install. Prasan mentioned earlier that a lot of Indonesians, you find it that they don't want to install. They only install things that they really want.
I see.
Why should I install PicMix? It consumes 35 meg. My phone storage is only like fairly limited, right? So the file size you have to like really focus on that. There's a lot of engineering you have to do on that. We learned a lot, and Playday is only 7 meg for the whole live streaming and all the functionality. So the second things that we identified is also the data package in Indonesia is not only expensive, but also the network latency is very bad.
I see.
Even though it shows LTE, try to stream some video, you will know that's not the real LTE, just a label. So that's what happening in Indonesia. Yeah, the infrastructure is not that way. So you have to bear in mind to deliver small packet size for delivering the content. Especially on my case, like Playday, we're delivering streaming content. We have to think of the best compression method to deliver the video, but still run smoothly in a low latency environment. So that is two key things that I think is very important when you're building on mobile apps. Of course, because of this, PWA got the positions because you don't have to install. It's light and it's almost similar like apps if you coding it correctly. The UI UX is getting better and better. Of course, some native functionality you can't achieve it on using a PWA. Yeah. So I think that's my
One of your challenges, right?
Yeah.
How about
Yeah,
Inspigo?
I think Inspigo is kind of similar. We're a streaming company too.
Yeah.
So even though we're much smaller audio, and in terms of like file size, we also have to really careful in terms of choosing the right compression method. but again, even though it's small, it's still hard with the network, especially with Inspigo, because our users are all scattered around Indonesia from Sabang to Merauke. So there are a lot of listeners that are in very rural areas. In the beginning, when we didn't have the download feature, people had to go to another city to find better connections and all that stuff. I mean, I admire for their spirit to learn, but then it's not a good experience for us. So when we released the download feature, it's a premium feature. They're so happy about it. I mean, it doesn't matter whether the network is good or not. You can still listen and learn.
I see. So it's like a different approach for the same problem, right?
Right.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
also had the similar problem. For that problem, we have Tokopedia Meta app, which is 2 MB, less than 2 MB. We try to keep it less. It is for people who are in tier 2 or tier 3 cities. Then we have PW and AMP. One of our light team constantly works on reducing the page load speed. We have implemented various technologies like sprite images. We are trying to now have a approach in mobile app. If you guys have followed Google, now you can reduce the the app size by having late install. So basically, only the main package is installed. Then, based on the feature requirement, it's downloaded later. So if someone is not checking out Flight at all, the Flight package and module will not download. So this is the latest trend in Google apps, which we have picked up. So along with keeping the size low, there are other two issues which we faced, one was retention. People download the app but they do not come back.
Yeah.
So for that we work very closely with user engagement team to deliver push notification of right product, right time on mobile app. So that is for user engagement, and it drives a lot of traffic, 10 to 15% of daily active users.
Yeah.
And the last one being, once you ship a mobile product, if there comes an issue, you cannot fix it back. You cannot roll it back. It's gone. So people do not update. It takes time to update. Generally, in a month, only 30 to 40% people update the app.
I see.
So we implemented Firebase, which you can do changes from the server side. We even applied a third-party library called Hansel.io. You can make changes on the fly.
Oh,
so this
without
helps
we don't have to update the.
We look into Crashlytics, and if you are a mobile app, you need to look into Crashlytics, see where your app is crashing, and fix it on the fly. So that's something which gives us edge a lot.
Yeah. I see. Yeah, that's very unique. I mean, if you guys have a questions, you guys can ask right away. Here, you can just raise your hands without have to put it on the BGP's dash A. Okay. So, any questions from the audience? Probably for this contact, the challenges in Indonesia. Okay, I see. So, I think you guys already mentioned about users and that the trend is always changing. I mean, it's very unique. And how do you guys could think of the trend will be for the mobile web? Maybe you can start. Yeah, that's Tio.
I'm personally excited about voice technology, 'cause
Right.
since we're doing audio platform, I think voice technology is going to be huge, because I'm using Amazon Echo for the last 2-3 years. In terms of experience, it bypasses a lot of the steps. If you want to play something, on your music streaming platform, you just say it. You don't have to tap multiple times. In some countries, you can order things, through voice. You can basically activate many things, your lights and whatnot. I think something about voice technology is very exciting, especially it's just simpler experience. It's a simpler and powerful. you don't have, I mean, all you gotta do is just say it.
Yeah.
And I think if Tokopedia can implement something like that, that'd be cool. I can buy more things on Tokopedia. Just say it.
It's a work in progress.
We had meeting today.
Oh yeah?
How about that? Yeah.
Tokopedia buying me one MacBook for me.
Oh.
Just comment that using voice.
Like Google Office.
Just like Google Home, Alexa.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Alexa doesn't work here, so we are going with Google.
Yeah.
Google Assistant.
Yeah.
Soon
Yeah.
you guys will have it.
Yeah.
Well, to me,
Just to add,
Sure.
if
Yeah.
you guys have Siri, we
Yeah.
already are live. You can talk to Siri and talk about Tokopedia.
Oh, really?
Oh really?
That's-
Oh, I'll try that
Okay, maybe you
today.
guys can try it right now.
You can
without
do it for
Siri.
search only, or you
Recharge. Full
Oh,
charge.
okay. Oh,
Alright.
pulsa.
Nice.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Well, talking about the trend,
Yeah.
I foresee there's a lot of trend, right? I mean, but to me, the one that I see currently in trending, and it will be still in trending on coming years, is one of them is actually mobile payment. Everyone is talking about mobile payment, you know, the rush of mobile payment. Everyone is like OFO, you know, GoPay, Dana. They all jump in the wagon and then start competing one with each other. Which one wins? I don't know. I mean, as a consumer, I'm just enjoying it, right?
Yeah.
So that's one thing on the mobile payment in the mobile commerce verticals. The other thing is actually that's why I create Playday. I mentioned earlier that video streaming is getting more and more popular. In coming years, with the infrastructure getting better, LTE, not to mention 5G, some telco already tested out,
Yeah.
meaning that entertainment content will come to your device, will come to your mobile phone. So this will become a reality to convert, to transform the TV that you watch, the traditional TV to your phone
I see.
and in an interactive way. So that's why I'm creating Playday and also the short form of video, not the long form of video like Netflix, but the short form video. It's
Yeah.
gonna be trending.
Mm.
Take a look like TikTok. It's a short form of video that's
Yeah.
becoming so trending, right? And I do agree the voice technology is getting better, but I see that as part of the IoT. Wearable devices, you know, voice command, all these gadgets that connected to your mobile device, even drones, you know, it's gonna become very popular. So those are three things that I see in trending. But if you're talking about mobile development, I would say that PWA is gonna be trending for programmers, for developers to learn more. And also the new one, that Prasam just mentioned, the Android instant
Instant app.
Yeah, instant app is gonna be something that's very powerful as well for Indonesian market. So that's all for me.
According to me, I think, as you guys mentioned, by the way, yes, payment is gonna get big. I have seen that happen in India. In couple of, you just need government to push it. Besides that, I think, yes, voice is going to be next and video is going to be next. But I would like to focus more on the platform where you will consume. Apple already patented a smart wearable. That shows how augmented reality and virtual reality is going to go. Apple has AI Kit, Google has AI Kit, Facebook has AI Kit. So I think consuming the video content will not happen on mobile. It might happen on a smart glass or a HoloLens. That could be an interesting factor. Other thing would be gestures. So Google is working on project Silo or something where you control your devices through gesture. So and there are so many things coming. Even in mobile, foldable phones are coming.
Yeah.
So rollable phones are coming.
Rollable.
These things will change how you make the app. Even I remember last time Google asked us specifically to have split screen mode.
I see.
So that becomes a regulation there. And similarly, going forward, I think personally, if you ask, augmented reality, virtual reality is going to be a
Yep.
big thing in the hardware sector, waiting for the iPhone moment for that. And in the mobile sector, I think machine learning will play a very huge part. Because now you have on devices chips which can do computation very fast and at a scale. So you can change the user experience for each of your users on a very large scale. What color they like, what product they like, you can show that product. So Currently, a lot of mobile apps, you make one and you launch it for all. Firebase already has a personalization engine in their Firebase module, which uses Google, but you can personalize for each user what they should see, when they should see, and that will drive your CTR, conversion rates, and user experience overall.
Yeah.
For machine learning and augmented reality.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of technology that we're trying to keep updating and following up, right? And yeah, so I have a question here. But first, I would like to remind you guys that we have 2 voucher cashbacks for those who use a post IG story in your IG story of this event, and please tag @InsightTokopedia. We have 2 voucher cashbacks, and we'll tell you later in the session. So, okay, so one of the question is for you, Calvin. So the question is about, Calvin, you said that you made compression to deliver contents. What method you use to compress the contents, and would you mind to share about the tech stack?
Okay. Well, plainly we have two compression method and 2 protocol to deliver the video, because we one of the features in Playdate is actually we deliver live content, live video, meaning that you can't use just a normal compressions, right? You have to create your own. Basically, we create our own compression as well to make sure that the delivery is small enough and delivery on time, because it's a live show. And we are creating a trivia quiz. And this trivia quiz, you need to answer the question in 10 seconds. Imagine 20,000 people concurrently jump into your platform, answering the trivia, and only got 10 seconds to answer. So you need to sync between the servers and the concurrent user who is playing. So there's a lot of different methodology, different technical things that we need to involve to make sure that the delivery of the question, the video, is almost synced from the studio that we broadcast to the 20,000 users concurrently, right? So that's number one. That's one method to do that. The other one, we are also creating similar like Netflix, iFlix kind of video delivery, which that you can play on demand, that it start delivery. That one is just using a simple protocol. Yeah, we are using many type of compression. One of them is H324 compressions. I have to recall with my CTO. He's the one who's creating that. But that kind of compression is the normal compression that we deliver to the audience. But again, we adding new layers on that, because the video that we deliver is not a linear video that you watch from the beginning to the end. What we deliver is an interactive movie that you can control the movie based on your decisions. So on every single part of the video, let's say there's a scene, a boy and a girl, then there's an option. You want to kiss the girl or you want to slap the boy, something like that, right? Then it will lead you to different ending. So we're adding new layers on that while we are delivering the streaming video for the user. So different techniques involved. If I go into very technical, it might be takes like hours to explain that. But we are using 2 different protocols, 2 different servers to serve this for the users. But basically, what we want to aim is actually to get as small as possible video delivery to the users. For 15-minute show, live shows, it consumes around 30 meg only. We are the smallest one. Yeah, for 15 minutes long. Yeah, only 30 megabytes.
I see. Yeah, I mean that is very impressive. I mean, how that we each one of us to read and watch the video in only a very small amount of
The challenge actually to sync the timing from the server to the end user when we play the trivia.
Oh, okay.
You can imagine 20,000 jump in, answer the questions, but then you get the question maybe delayed 1 second as compared to me, while it's already ticking to 10 seconds. Then you will complain, hey, I got no time to answer that. So there's a lot of trick to do that.
I see. Okay. Is there anyone here to comment more about the question here, about what we just discussed about. Okay. I mean, this is an open discussion, so I'm just going to throw every questions that are around. So the next question would be, what do you think is best trait to be possessed by the best mobile team? Okay, probably where should we start? Prashant? Okay.
Sure. So the best trade for mobile team. So I think the question is more about tech and product both. One thing would be careful. With mobile, you have to be careful. You are working in present with eyes in the future. What could go wrong? And with mobile, I think there are so many technologies. So very important it becomes if you are not your app does not crash. Your technology, your code, there's no friction to the user. So the best skills, there's no clear set, but focus on user, measure your key metrics. I mean, it could be different for different users. Improve your product regularly, and lastly, I think it would be to give the best user experience. Like one very simple example for this is a lot of mobile apps I see, they give it error, like you face this issue. But what should user do if they face issue? So you should tell, okay, you face this issue, you can solve it by this. While in my experience, one thing has been that you face an issue, you don't know the user faced an issue, and you cannot have a log system to see every user's error. So YouTube does it very well, and Netflix too. They show you an error code. You can take a screenshot of that error code, and you can tweet it. You can send it on error@netflix.com or something. So that's a very good implementation of working carefully, because then you can know in your system you can look forward for that error code, why that instance happened, and then you can look for the user, solve it, and then once you have identified the issue, you quickly resolve it and talk to your user back that we have resolved this issue. You can have. So two-way communication in mobile is very important. For which you need to be smart and careful.
Yeah. I think it's also agile then to
Yes.
see everything in between and everything.
I mean, data, user experience, they all, after a point, they do not make you differentiator. You can have the best user experience by following Google guidelines or Apple guidelines. You will be looking at data, that's fine. But to stand out of the crowd, you need to do these kind of things like personalization and talking to users in mobile, that's very tough. So as I said, having a chat system or email system to get feedback is very important.
Yeah. Okay. I think, is there any other traits that the mobile team needs to have from you guys?
I think we already mentioned a lot of them. To me,
Yeah.
I think the kind of like one of the core skills that the team needs to have is problem solving, but
Yeah.
understanding or being able to identify the core problem
Yeah.
is key. Sometimes we, as the product people, we jump in too quickly and say that that's the problem.
Yeah.
That might not be the problem. Actually, there's few layers down.
Yeah.
So being able to kind of try to get to the core and understand why this is a problem, I think that's something that is required. And we as product people sometimes it's just like not patient enough to do or to dig until the bottom of it, and being able to create or to come up with solution that is creative, that basically sometimes it's impossible to solve, but you find your ways to do it. I think that's also key. Being data driven, as mentioned. For me, there's also this thing about understanding human psychology. It's a little bit more than UX experience on the mobile itself,
Yeah.
but
I think you mean like people are using mobile product while doing some other thing.
right, exactly.
They're talking.
They're walking, they're talking on a meeting. Sometimes they silent their phone, and I think being able to kind of like empathize with people who are using your mobile product is very important,
Yeah.
and just understanding human behavior in general, especially like with different cultures. Of course, like in India, maybe they're using it differently. In Indonesia, in big cities, they're using mobile phone certain way compared to rural areas. I think just being able to kind of like get a grasp of your user's behavior, I think also adds knowledge to your product decision.
Right.
I think these two gentlemen already mentioned a lot. I just want to add in one point that I think I believe that I already mentioned this earlier, that as a mobile team, you are a tech guy, you are a tech team, you know what to do technically, but don't be outsmart from the users, right? Again, don't overdo it. Think of the features that the users really need. Maybe you can just create 10,000 of features and then just to show off to your colleague, hey, I can do this, cool, right? But you are actually serving thousands of people out there. So think on the perspective of the users. So how you feel when you facing this app or maybe this user interface, the UI, the UX, is it good enough? The content, is it good enough? So put yourself as a user so then you can learn whether this is actually fit for the user or not. So I think I just want to add that.
One thing which I mentioned, people need to be smart. I think I just got an example from my experience, which I would like to mention. So people should have a bigger picture in mind when they are launching mobile product. Two examples which I can clearly remember was once we launched Paytm app, and it's a payment app, and there was a security bug where the credit card information was not encrypted. Now, if you launch such version of the app, then people can download it and like exploit it for long term. So you should always remember that if you launch for web, you can just take down the website, make the code change, you can do it. With mobile, that does not happen. So what we had which we did at that time was force update. If you open that app, you will just get a pop-up that you need to update the app. You cannot do. A lot of companies which I know in my experience, they do not implement such kind of thing, which is force update or ask for user to update. Other example is APIs. So it's more technical that you launch an app with, let's say, V1 of your API, where the key value pair is 1, 2, 3 and XYZ. And then you launch another version of your API, which is V1. In the V1 you make change something. The older app version cannot support it.
Yeah.
It will start crashing. That has happened so many times in my experience that people forget to see that backward compatibility.
Yeah.
It's not in the mobile web or website, you can do that. You can just change it, you know the numbers. In a day you can do 2 times launch. But with mobile you need to see the backward compatibility when you are making server side change also. So that's one thing.
Maybe a little bit
Yeah.
to add to the,
Go ahead.
it's a slightly different topic, but I think maybe a skill of, I would say maybe product design. I think for product people, they need to understand, because everything that's designed here, there's a reason, right? So I think being able to kind of deconstruct the product design and trying to understand why this is designed this way or that way, I think it's also a good exercise that I always do. For example, like a bottle like this, if you see another bottle that has a bigger cap, usually people drink faster. There's always a reason. If they drink faster, they buy more. Like there's always that thing, right? So for me, it's always a good exercise to kind of observe things around you and see why this thing is designed this way, why not that way. I think as a product person, it's important to understand that.
the behavior, not just from the screen and
Right.
everything just
Yeah.
out of the your mobile phone, right? So yeah, people, I think some of them already have posted on your eGay story with the ad inside Tokopedia, and also don't forget to put hashtag inside Tokopedia as well, so that we can find you easily. And those cashbacks, 2 vouchers of cashback will be free. And then, so there's this one question in Bahasa, but I will speak it out in Bahasa first and then in English. So, kenapa kalau buka Tokopedia ada versi MWeb, PWA, dan ada aplikasi juga? So, the question is, Prashant.
Sorry, it will be in English.
So, the question is, why is there in Tokopedia, when we open Tokopedia, there's a version for MWeb, mobile web, PWA, and there's an application for it also? I mean, the question is why.
So the question is why we have mobile app and PWA both.
Yeah.
So the reason is simple, is people don't want to. So Tokopedia is not a daily use case app like Gojek, where you are booking a ride every day. It's a use case. You want to do a recharge once in a month, or you want to buy something. You don't want to install app. You want to get your task done. For that, people should be able to go to mobile web, get your buy your stuff with whatever you want to buy, and that's it. You don't need to download the app. So we want to give users liberty, that they want to install, it's good. But if they don't want to install, they can still buy something on Tokopedia. There was this company in India which stopped their mobile site. They forced users to download the app. So Myntra did this, and they saw a huge decline because it's a shopping experience. And as these guys mentioned that in Indonesia, the mobile storage and download is a big challenge. So 20 MB app, a lot of people don't want to install. So they can just go to our mobile site, buy their stuff, that's it.
Yeah.
So we don't want to force you to download. It's good you download, but you can still use Tokopedia.
Yeah. Okay. I guess that's the answer for that question. So okay, another thing. I think this is still have something to do with the like question. How do we know if app's product need the website version too? For example, is online travel like shuttle is for booking apps? I mean, how do we know? When do we know? And what kind of a problem probably is there out there that we need to do it by via website?
Okay, I think, again, back to the data.
Yeah.
Right, back to the data. Take a case like in Playdate. Currently we have Android and iOS, but we are in process of developing for the mobile web. Simply because we know that our audience, our users, 50% of them is mid to low, meaning that it's low income people as well, meaning that they don't have the privilege to install, even though only 7 meg, but sometimes it's very picky for them to pick which app that they need to install on the phone. So with that data, that is actually drive us. Not only that, before going that, we also bring this Playdate to a lot of companies, like agencies, brands, asking them to put in ads and doing a sponsorship on our platform. The first question that mostly that I face is actually, do you have the mobile web version? Because our product, F&B, consumer products like maybe aqua, is consumed by mid to low, sometimes very low end people. So they don't have apps. So if I do this campaign with you, and there's one barrier for the user to download the apps, it's gonna be difficult. So that's why, back on the data, back on the interview, back on the traction that we got, that you will know that, okay, we need mobile apps.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
I think very good. So the question is, when do you know you have to build it? Whatever your app is, XYZ app, buy the domain xyz.com, and if you are getting traffic from your mobile browser, so just buy the domain. It will not cost money. It will not require development. So if you are getting, just get a static page. If you are getting traffic from mobile browser, you know you need to build an app. So it's very simple. And other thing which is technical is, if your app can work without any Google Play services, it's good to have it.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of Google Play services like Uber. It requires location data which cannot be accessed through browser a lot of times. So that's why they find problem of having mobile web. But if your app does not have any dependency, it's good to have it. But any case you can have your domain, and if you are getting traffic, you know you need to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it depends on the usage of the app. If it doesn't require, or the usage of the service, if it doesn't require an app, just do mobile web. In the case of Inspigo, we want to create the best experience. A seamless streaming experience is hard to do on the mobile web.
Yeah.
Also, in terms of like security of the file, like it's much easier to download if you put it on the web.
Yeah.
On the app, we can actually protect it a little bit better. So if there's no reason to create an app, I would just go with the mobile web because it's much easier, faster. You can build it faster. Yeah, exactly. You don't need app stores and Google Play.
Yeah.
So that's one point I was coming to App Store, because everything starts from Google now. We are in that world, good or bad, I don't know, but everything starts from Google. And mobile apps will not come into SEO unless until you have a website. So first thing someone will search, for example, podcast, Indonesia. If you don't have a website, it will not come. So buy something, buy iPhone online. So people will search on Google, buy iPhone. If Tokopedia does not have an app, does not have a mobile site, it will be an issue.
Yeah.
So if you want Google organic traffic, you need to have a mobile site.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I guess that's it, kind of all the questions that we already have for today. But still, I still want to know if the audience here still have a question. I'll probably just pick random people who wants to ask from the current discussion that we have. Is some of you? Oh, okay. Go ahead. Just oh, sorry. Yeah.
Alright, so good evening. I'm Yuswa from Untitled.id, and actually I have two questions. The first question is for this event. First, why is it delivered in English? Because the invitation said it will be delivered in Indonesia. This is the first. And the second for the speakers. We know that Google Play and Apple App Store has their own guidelines and their own terms and privacy. So actually I haven't read any one of them. So I just want to know how to deal with to make the Google Play and the Apple Store and the Apple App Store guidelines to be suitable and affordable for one of the operating systems. So if there is restrictions in Apple App Store, but there is no restriction in Google App. So how do you maintain the products or the mobile products to conform both operating systems? Thank you.
Okay, number one, I can't answer that. That's depend on the EO. Well, actually, we can deliver in Indonesia, right?
Yeah. Well,
but let's start in Indonesia, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It all depends on the questions, right? Is it in English then?
Sure. Jadi pertanyaannya itu gimana kita bikin app bisa comply dengan term and conditions dari App Store ataupun dari si Play Store gitu kan? Karena beda-beda kan, mereka kan yang dibilang boleh, yang ini bilang enggak, yang ini oke, ini enggak gitu kan. Sebetulnya gini, basic rule-nya itu sama sih, hampir sama semuanya. Cuman memang ada beberapa restriction. Contoh ya, di Picmix produk saya, itu kita sering bikin competition, ya, bikin competition foto kontes dan video kontes. Karena hanya nama kontes, waktu kita submit ke App Store itu dibilang ini judi atau ini gambling, karena dia nganggap itu kontes. Padahal ini kontes foto aja gitu. Nah, biasanya ya kita hanya perlu menjelaskan. Dia bilang ini breaking the rules-nya atau segala macam, kita jelasin bahwa ini bukan judi, tapi ini adalah kompetisi biasa. Nah, kita submit, dia approve. Terus balik lagi dia ke kita. Hadiahnya kenapa ada Apple? Kok ada iPhone, ada iPad, ada Apple Watch? Dalam hati kita pikir, ya apa hubungannya Apple, orang mau kasih apa aja boleh dong gitu kan. Nah, akhirnya kita jelasin lagi. Dia bilang nggak boleh, kalau kamu mau taruh produk Apple sebagai hadiah kontes, harus strictly ditulis di kita punya kontes bahwa kita tidak ada afiliasi dengan Apple ataupun produk Apple atau apapun juga. Strict banget, dan kita tinggal ngikutin aja. Kita submit lagi, selesai, diterima akhirnya. Tapi it took us like how many round ya, untuk jelasinnya. Like almost 2 months sih, tektokan hanya untuk masalah itu. Kenapa nggak boleh kita pasang foto Apple di sana gitu sebagai hadiah? Lucu aja gitu loh, ya. Tapi sampai yang kita pelajari juga, orang yang approve itu beda-beda. Kadang yang sini bilang oke, yang sini kan enggak. Dulu kita bilang kita pernah sampai kayak gini nggak kenapa-napa, terus sekarang nggak, orangnya beda-beda gitu loh. Jadi ya bersabar aja sih.
Selalu ada 2 cerita jadi ya, iya. Perspektifnya jadi beda-beda.
Kalau di Android kasusnya beda lagi. Dibilang nggak boleh ada in-app purchase yang menggunakan selain dari Google Wallet atau yang dari ekosistemnya dia, ya kan? Pernah sekali kita pakai payment methodnya yang lain, ditegur, ya udah kita matiin. Tapi kita cari akal lain. Kita bikin mobile set yang lain, kita promonya di situ, bayarnya dari sana gitu loh. So just find a way aja sih. Kita nggak bisa melawan karena we need them to deliver our apps worldwide or Indonesia gitu kan. Ya mau nggak mau kita ngikutin sih. Nggak ada formulanya sih mas. Gitu, ngikutin aja.
Ya, speaking of payment, di Inspigo jawabin bahasa Indonesia juga ya. Di Inspigo juga kita kan modelnya subscription. Subscription itu nggak boleh di App Store atau di Google Play kecuali pakai payment mereka gitu. Kalau pakai payment mereka ambil 30%. 30% itu cukup besar lah buat kita ya. Jadi again kita juga work around, cari bikin website, cari cara lain ya untuk menggunakan payment kita di situ gitu. Jadi dan kita juga ada di Tokopedia by the way. Dan intinya sebetulnya ya jangan sampai mereka tahu kita melanggar guideline, apalagi kita emang benar-benar melanggar guideline terus di stop gitu, karena kalau udah di ban itu bisa kompleks masalahnya, bisa berbulan-bulan dan untuk benar-benar mengembalikan kredibilitas itu juga nggak gampang gitu. Bisa di ban forever kalau misalnya memang kesalahannya fatal banget gitu.
Satu hal yang saya mau tambahin, kita baru saja di ban sama Google, bukan di ban sih, diperingatin karena kita melakukan incentivized ads. Ngerti ya incentivized ads ya? Jadi orang bisa nonton ads tapi nanti dapat sesuatu, bisa dapat token atau dapat in-app purchase-nya tanpa perlu bayar. Nah, saya bilang kan Google banyak game-game orang kalau nggak mau bayar nonton iklan dapat extra life lah, dapat senjata lah atau dapat apapun. Kok boleh gitu? Kok di kita nggak boleh gitu loh? Kan kita nggak melanggar. Tektokan beberapa hari ini, kemudian mereka bilang memang boleh. Cuman masalahnya di game kita itu memberikan uang cash ke user karena main trivia, menang dapat uang cash. Menurut Google, kita mengencourage orang dengan motivasi yang berbeda. Karena mau menangin uang cash, ribet banget kan gitu loh. Jadi akhirnya sekarang di-stop tuh sama si Google, incentivized ads, kita nggak bisa jalan. Nah, kita lagi cari ad yang lain, yang lain gitu aja.
Okay, sip. Okay, and then to clarify on the in Bahasa Indonesia thing, so we didn't put anything on the ticket event actually. If you recheck it, there's no saying that this event will be conducted in any kind of Bahasa. Okay, but we're still going to do it in both ways. So if you have questions in Bahasa we will still conduct an inbox or answer inbox anyway. Okay, so okay, sorry, but we have a limitation for this event. But even so, you guys can ask away with our speakers here after the event. Every kind of questions, and if there's any questions from the website that we haven't question you guys with, then you guys can meet the speakers afterwards. Okay, so right now I would like to thank you first for our speakers to be able to come here. Please give a big applause for them. I mean, there's a lot of knowledge that we have had from them today. And so, of course, there's always something from us to our kind of gratitude way of saying having you guys here. So please, before that, I also want to announce for the guys who already won the cashback voucher. So it's at Chehazet Jonas and at Onski with triple Y. Okay. For those two, Jonas and Onski, are you guys here? Oh, okay. Please come to the front, and we will give you the cashback voucher. I see only one person standing up. Is there? Oh, okay. Please come up front. Hanif here have the cashback vouchers for you. Hi. Thank you, Hanif. So this is the cashback voucher. Thank you very much. You are on ski, right? Oh, you are on ski. Okay, so you Jonas? Okay, congratulations to Jonas and on ski. This is your voucher. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, now please, I would like to bring to the front to Winahyu to give our speakers the certificate for coming to this session and discuss with us. Please come up to the front, Winahyu. Thank you very much. And please, please come. Yeah, please stand up. Thank you very much, Prashan, Tio, and Calvin. Please big applause again to our speakers. Okay.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, photo.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And another picture with the audience? Should we take another picture with the audience?